My pleasure. I am having a great time. I don't know why I'm stuttering, but I'm having a great time back in the studio here on 92.3 Nigeria Info, your Talk News Sport radio station, and I'm bringing your way hard facts, and we're looking at the facts, and we're debating on the facts, and we're talking hopefully for development. Also, we're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, we're active on X, Nigeria Info PH, or rather, Nigeria Info PH, yes, is the handle. You could also follow me on my personal handle, my individual social media accounts. I think they have the same handle, the Canada, THEKALADA. What are we talking about this hour? We're talking about Rivers State likely to receive allocation from the Federation account. Now, I was away on Friday. I was somewhere and I got a call. I mean, I wasn't paying attention to the news, and I got a call from someone. Oh, have you heard? They've stopped allocations to Rivers State. I would like to talk about it. Let's talk about it. And I'm like, oh, I've not heard. Did they really stop it? I will investigate and I get back to you, and we may likely talk about it on Monday. And so I came back from the event and I went through a news report, and I did see that indeed, as at Friday, there was a statement from the CBN saying it would not release allocation to Rivers State. Now, what that would have meant is that the banks, Access and Zenith, who were also parties to that judgment, would also, judgment by Justice Abdul Malik, it would have meant that they also would not have released any funds to the Rivers State government. And from my understanding, what that meant is that Rivers State would have been cash strapped. And they would not have been able to fund, except, of course, they had alternatives where they stored money, or else they would not have been able to go about funding operations. Now, you talked about this with Constance last week. The Rivers State is number one on the list when it comes to fiscal transparency. However, it still would have been difficult if, and I'm using the word would have been, or the words now, because as of yesterday, both the Tribune and Premium Times reported that the federal government, or should I say the CBN now, did say that they were yet to stop the allocation to Rivers State. Now, the Tribune captions it like this: "We have not stopped funds allocation to Rivers State FG." That's how they captioned it. But let's come now to the Premium Times platform online, as at yesterday. Oh my, I can't seem to find. Okay. For some reason, I can't seem to find the Premium Times publication why I kept it. However, yes, the report is on the Premium Times as well. And the conversation is basically about not stopping allocation. And this time it is from the CBN. Now, according to the CBN, the reason why they did not stop is because they have received a notice of appeal. And in their opinion, a notice of appeal, I want to believe that's what it should be. I'm not a lawyer, and there's no lawyer in the studio, so I cannot state categorically. But I do believe that what they have said may just be the right thing, because they did say that the notice of appeal trumps the Justice Joyce Abdul Malik's judgment. Now, according to them, they would therefore, as a result of the notice of appeal, not stop the allocation. The only way, remember, that I think judgment was reserved on Friday as it relates to this matter. Remember that. So the only way that the funds will not come is if that judgment goes against the state government, and the judgment is done before the CBN releases the funds. How interesting is that? Now, the reason why we're talking about this is because I want to get your thoughts on this very issue. Now, if the state was cash strapped, what it means is that we would not have been able to pay civil servants. We would not have been able to pay contractors. We would not have been able to fulfill responsibilities. And when I say we, I'm saying it as government, because government is of the people, by the people, and for the people, right? And that's the angle I'm looking at it from. And we would not have been able to do things. Remember, the money we're talking about is taxpayers' money, so still the people's money. And so the people would not have seen their monies spent expeditiously on their behalf for their development and all of that stuff. So health may have suffered, education may have suffered. What other sector do we have the government funding directly? I mean, education, health. Yes, we know infrastructural constructions are going on here and there. Maybe paying of civil servants their money. What else? I'm thinking you can help me with all of the things that you think government is spending on. All of that would not have been funded if the CBN had withheld the money. Now, what do you make of this development? Do you think it's a good one? The way things are playing out, is it a good one for the state? That's the question I'm asking. Do you think we can now come to the round table and have a conversation to ensure that, the doomsday never arrives? It feels like God is being kind. For those of you who are religious, it feels like God has been kind and he has averted the doomsday, maybe postponed, we can say, because nobody can actually tell what is in that judgment that has been reserved by the special panel of the Court of Appeal. So what is in your mind, or what is on your mind, I rather say, what is on your mind as it relates to this development? I quickly would read from the Tribune newspaper so that you and I can talk when you get the bigger picture, or the big picture, so to say. Oh, finally, I did see the report from the Premium Times. And what is the caption now? Okay, so the caption, the network is really terrible. All right, so while I'm still trying to figure out why Premium Times is not loading, I'll go to the Tribune newspaper now and read from there. The federal government has not stopped disbursement of funds to Rivers State, contrary to report on some online platforms on Friday. Now, Mr. Bawa Mokwa, Director of Press in the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, told the Saturday Tribune that disbursement of October allocation to states and local government by FAC is ongoing. He explained that Rivers State will benefit because of a subsisting appeal / stay of execution order. So I'm guessing the stay of execution did work, and that's why Rivers State will be getting their funds. Meanwhile, the Court of Appeal Abuja Division on Friday reserved judgments in 5 separate appeals arising from the judgment of the Federal High Court in Abuja on the Rivers State government political crisis. One of the appeals is against the judgment of the High Court, which stopped the Central Bank of Nigeria from releasing federal allocation to Rivers State. The presiding justice of the Court of Appeal Abuja Division, Justice Baka, reserved the judgments to a date that will be communicated to the parties after all processes filed and the appeals were adopted by the council. So you've heard from that report, that article on the Tribune newspaper. What are your thoughts? I would like to hear from you. I'm going to the phone lines now. Okay, finally, I think my Premium Times report is on my screen, and the caption is Federal Government gives condition for release of Rivers allocation. Yes, the federal government has given a condition for Rivers State to receive allocation accrued to the oil-rich state from the Federation account. Now, I feel like Court in Abuja last week. Okay, let's keep all of that. Now we are being told the Rivers State government has appealed. Let's keep all of that. Now, according to the federal government appeal of a rights judgment, about 24 hours after announcing a halt to payment of federal allocations to Rivers State government, citing the trial court judgment, the spokesperson for the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, Bawa Mokwa, said Rivers will be paid its allocation. So similar reports, just more expansive on premium times. So basically, I'm going to the phone lines. I want to get your thoughts on this. Now, there's something I want us to learn. So that we can keep our emotions in check going forward. I remember when we talked about all of these things, someone said, "Oh, I'm biased." Some of you accuse me of being biased, but you see, the court orders or the judgments are now coming in thick and fast. Maybe as a result of the awareness now that is everywhere as it relates to the River State political crisis. And you're seeing that some favors the left, others favors the right. And some of the arguments we've made on the show, and it feels like the show was able to predict some would say the future. So, I mean, this should be a lesson to every one of us, including me, to keep emotions in check and allow the law speak for itself. Posterity would always judge, remember. Posterity will always judge facts and not emotions. So let's go to the phone lines now. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, and 0817-923-0007. These are the call numbers. I'll take them again. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, and 0817-923-0007. I do have a lengthy commercial break coming up, so I'm going to quickly listen to Clinton. Clinton, welcome. What is on your mind? Let's talk 2 minutes.
Thank you very much, Kalada.
Yeah.
I am not someone that will always speak against judiciary, like some of my colleagues do on this station. When it favors them, the judiciary is the hope of the common man. When it doesn't, they don't buy court, making us don't buy court. But how be it? We were told by the lawyers that a stay of execution was not granted by the court.
No, that's not for this one. This one, the stay of execution was yet to be treated. I remember the lawyer said that.
Okay, yet to be treated.
Yeah.
Okay. So that means they not entertained the matter yet.
At the time.
Again, this withholding of the allocation for River State, I know it is on the negative side on the people. The people are the ones that will suffer it. I am not in support of it. But it's like a doctrine of necessity. Someone not doing what the court says they should do. And that was why some persons went to obtain this judgment. And as of today, that judgment has not been appealed, like you said, and the stay has not been granted. So
a stay has now been granted. That's what I'm saying. At the time, it was yet to be. Because now the courts, the special panel has reserved judgment, to be communicated, dates to be communicated to the parties. So now there is a stay, and that's why the CBN is now disbursing funds. Okay,
good and fine. Congratulations to Rivers workers.
All right.
They can now have their money.
All right.
I hope that going forward, the right thing will be done so that they will not suffer the actions of someone.
All right.
Thank
you very much. I've got to go. I've got a commercial. When I do come back, I will talk some more. Please just stay tuned. 4:32 p.m. You're still listening to 92.3 Nigeria Info. I am Kalada Kurubatiba. A beautiful afternoon to you. We are, of course, this is hard facts, right? And we are looking at, the River State allocation. Now, on Friday, we were told that allocations will not come to River State from the Federation account. But over the weekend, a report from Tribune and Premium Times that I've seen indicate that the federal government may, or I don't know if I should use the word may, or I should just go directly and say that they have made a U-turn. What it means is that River State will partake in receiving allocation. Of course, the Office of the Accountant General has said that the process is ongoing. Releasing, disbursing of the allocation to the various states is ongoing. And River State will enjoy. River State will benefit. River State will receive. And I'm wondering what you make of that development. Now, with all the political brouhaha in River State, it got to the point where, as the two elephants were fighting or still fighting, the grasses were beginning or are still suffering. So what are your thoughts? Let's go to the phone lines now. 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, and 0817 923 0007. Now, do remember that we're on Facebook, Nigeria Info PH. We are on YouTube, Nigeria Info PH, and we're very much active on X, Nigeria Info PH. We're live on Facebook and YouTube, by the way. So you could go and watch the live stream and drop your comments in the comment section. All right. What are your thoughts? Let's see. Do I have a call here? Remember, you could also send your messages via WhatsApp 0809 0306416. Chima from Rumakuta, welcome. It's good to have you.
Hello, Mr. Kanda. Good afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon.
Before I will go further, please, I will correct an impression. That is no stay of execution that has been granted by any appeal court.
Okay, that's your. So, are you saying that the Office of the Accountant General is lying? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying the office?
Not lying. What he did, I won't say he's lying. He said, as long as there's an appeal that has been put. Yes, he didn't say. So let me quote. Can you allow me? Can you allow me? Oh my! There's a notice of an appeal, which is law.
Okay.
Which is law.
Okay.
If you win me in the lower court, and I appeal the matter, even without the court even taking any part. If you come to harass me,
you see, Chima, you see why I said we should not be emotional about it. So I'm going to read the statement as written. It says the River State, this is quoting Mokwa now, who is the Director of Press, Office of the Accountant General. It says River State will benefit because of a subsisting appeal and stay of execution order. I'm not blind. I'm reading. I'm seeing it, and I'm reporting it. So when I do say that he said there is a stay of execution, I'm reporting what he said. So, I mean, it's your words against this.
Okay. If you say that, I'm going to leave it at that. Now, what I want to say about it is that it is a good one. Yes, because what we're talking about is law and order and judgment. That simply means that we in Nigeria here, we are not in Banana Republic. We are being governed by law, whereby it is even upon the president, to the least person. So once you begin to do something and you're not governed by law, then it becomes that you are against the constitution. Now, the River State governor is enjoying the reward of judiciary. That's what I'm saying. You are enjoying it. From the last previous judgment, you have gotten judgment and you are happy about it. Now, most people will now say, the justice minister is not building house again. Or
Chima, that is not my focus. Moving on, thank you. I've got Gift from Yenegua. Welcome, Gift. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Man of the people.
Yeah.
Let me go like this. What you are seeing there, you are reading before the public. I agree with you. is what you saw that you are giving to the public. But with the small that I know about this, the little information, there was no stay of execution granted.
Now the question I'm going to ask you, same question I asked the last caller, are you saying the federal government is lying? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, what federal government is doing today, based on that report, the one I read, my own account, is different from your own.
I'm not.
But I said, if that is the case, I will not argue with you.
Okay.
But based on that, they are only talking about a application of stay of execution and notice of appeal.
Okay.
They are interpreting it automatically. There is no need of holding back those funds.
Okay.
It is better we release them, then the matter should continue. For me, if that is the case, I don't have any problem.
Okay.
But I will take our minds back, where we were telling people that a stay of execution has been filed, then a notice of appeal has been filed. If you take your mind back to Justice Wale said, not judgment, just order. Stop hiding yourself, the 27 lawmakers. And everybody said, no, a stay is not automatic.
So, Gift, what has this got to do with the conversation?
The meaning of a stay.
No, I know what a stay of execution is. I'm not.
The stay of execution, you must argue it.
No, I'm not a lawyer. That's not the focus. The focus is that the state is going to receive its allocation. That's the focus of the conversation, and I'm wondering what your thoughts are.
The focus of the conversation, there is something you need to understand.
I'm
Within my period, I'm now trying to expatiate for people to understand that once these type of matters are coming up, don't ever use a bad mouth against the next person.
Okay.
Because when somebody is telling you a stay has been filed, you will say, no, go to bed. Don't come and tell us that. But today now, without even obtaining that very stay of execution, now federal government is trying to release. And Ekele, I don't know if you have watched that video, Ekele said all this rumor about release of funds, that no dime cover have not been paid.
Of course, Gift. I just read it out to you that the process is still ongoing. Secondly, now I've got to go. Gift.
The brother to the government was on air crying this morning.
Gift. I've got to go, but you should note that as at Friday, the issue of the stay of execution was not was. How do I put it now? I do believe they had not ruled on the stay of execution, because I know I had spoken to about 2-3 lawyers in that, and they did argue at the time that the court was yet to sit and listen to the stay of execution argument. Now on Friday, just barely, should I say, 24 hours after that report came out that the CBN was not going to give allocation to Rivers State, was not going to fund Rivers State, the CBN, or is it the federal government, made a U-turn. And it is because on Friday, the Court of Appeal Special Panel reserved judgment. And now, does it not occur to you, arguing against the stay of execution, that in their reservation, they may have, not may, possibly have, looked into the stay of execution arguments? Anyways, moving on. I've got Hector, and Hector is calling from Ogbogoro. Hector, welcome. What is on your mind? I greet you.
I can see that even some of the callers are not even happy for self-execution to be granted, so that the allocation will go to Rivers State, so that Rivers people will benefit, so that Rivers people will be happy. I don't know the kind of politics they play. I mean, if we are truly from Rivers State, and there is a self-execution for this matter, and Rivers people should be happy. I don't just get it. We come from different states, and we are so interested in politics and development that happens in this state, and we are not even from this state, but we are only confined and upon the development and politics in this state. Everybody has come to legal analysts, political analysts, economic analysts.
But it's not such a bad thing. I mean, it brings awareness. I mean, it brings awareness and development as well. Yeah.
The sentiment is just too much.
Okay.
Now we call from different states, Are we even from this state? Why are we always calling up?
It doesn't matter. It does not. Let's not. Hector. I don't play. Hector, I wouldn't play where you come from. Factor on my show. Everybody is allowed to call in and express themselves.
Last year when the crisis started, the former governor once said that it is Rivers people that will suffer. He has finished within his 8 years. And the present one is governing the state, that he will not suffer, but it is Rivers people that will suffer. And I expect Rivers people to frown at that statement. Now, they are using the courts. Thank God for this new development. Let Rivers. I am not a civil servant. I'm not even under any payroll of Rivers State or local government or federal government. But let the people be happy. Any political development that should come, that is emanating.
I've got to go.
All right. Bring happiness and joy to the majority of universities.
All right, then.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Susie from Alakaya, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Yeah, Canada, I greet you.
Yeah, I greet you right back.
You just try to call the last caller to order. If not, I would have read it. I would have raised a question.
So, Susie, that's not. Just move on. Your time is reading so quickly to your opinion.
I wouldn't go there again.
Okay, all right then.
Let me also just raise this question when I continue my conversation with you. Canada, the order made by the court, was it permanent or temporary?
What order are you talking about?
Before this assumption of the order from the Federal High Court.
Justice Abdul Malik. It was a judgment.
But River State from receiving allocation from the Federation account.
It was a judgment.
It's a judgment. Now it is a temporary thing.
Is it temporary? Now, it is no, Susie.
From my understanding,
Susie, it's not temporary. It's a judgment pending an appeal. It's law pending an appeal. So I wouldn't call it temporary. If there is no appeal, then it remains.
I'm using the word temporary because it cannot be permanent now.
Okay, go ahead.
Because it is the court of first instance.
Okay.
And then the matter whom the judgment came against will now go to appeal. Then if it is also against in the appeal, you now go to Supreme Court, where it becomes permanent with another alternative. Because the law itself is looking at alternative. The moment the money is not being given to the state government, what is the cost and the effect? The cost and the effect is that they should go back to the House of Assembly, legitimate one, to represent the budget. So if the budget is being represented, there is no reason why the seizure will continue. And so this is I want to also tell you.
But Susie, it's a conversation, number one.
I'm listening to you.
It's a conversation, please. Number two, that is why the Court of Appeal has reserved judgment. Whether they will present it before Martin Amewule-led assembly, whether they will not, the Court of Appeal will tell us. So why are we not patient? Why is everybody not waiting? It's a simple question I'm asking.
Canada, you are just laying math on this matter. We need to actually dig into the context and the concept of the language and the words you have used. On this conversation, Canada, the notice of appeal has been filed. And I want to tell you, from the definition of notice of appeal, or from my own understanding, a notice of appeal is like a proposal. Like this said, it's not automatic.
So give. Sorry, Susie, are you more knowledgeable than what's his name now, Fagbemi, who is the Attorney General of the Federation? I'm wondering. I'm just asking. Are you more knowledgeable about the law? Because if the notice of appeal and stay of execution is before it's stable, do you think the accountant, he doesn't know what to tell the accountant general to do? Yeah.
Knowledge is relative. Mostly when it comes to the aspect of sentiment.
Okay.
You can be beclouded and you can give out information that I'm not real.
So you're saying,
I know what I know.
So Susie, it's not a shouting bout. So you're saying that the accountant general and by extension the attorney general of the Federation, both of them are being sentimental, they're being biased, and their knowledge is
I don't
relative.
give you that. I gave you that information because you talked about the issue of knowledge here, and I want to tell you that
But I
from
mean,
the angle of notice of appeal,
Yeah.
it has not been there's no automatic stay of execution
Okay.
that will warrant the accountant general and the accountant general and AGF to actually say they will give money to River State government.
right.
And don't forget that.
all right, Susie.
Even when you say they win, it has not been certified that the owner has not paid and that the federal government has given money.
They are
That
they
is what
are
they
in
have
process.
received,
All
that they
right.
have received already.
All right, Susie,
So
thank
when-
you very much. Today's what, 25th? We get to know if they have received or not. Let's go to Ida from Inkoro. Ida, welcome quickly. Let's go straight to the point. Ida, go straight to the point, please. Let's.
My brother, thank you. My brother, I'm from River State. My mother is from River State. My father is from River State. And if I'm not working in civil service, I have sisters, I have brothers, I have friends who are working there. So someone will come on air happy that they are not sending allocation.
I mean, he's entitled. Ida is entitled. Ida is entitled to his expressions. You express yourself whether he's happy or not.
My brother,
That
that's what
is.
I'm telling you now, that I'm from River State. That was
I mean,
something that will affect my state. I will
he's-
not be happy. Because I will not, it will not affect the government. Government is money, night, afternoon, evening. The rest of, the day God called him and his family. The one of we that are from River State who are working, who are depending on this salary. And I'll be happy. I on the will be happy that they are not paying salary to River State. I'll come, my brother is very bad.
All right.
It's
All
very
right.
bad. I want to thank the appeal court
All right.
for the job execution so that the location will come to River State.
All right.
And people of River State will be very happy.
All right. Thank
The
you.
governor
Thank
of
you,
River
Ida.
State. This is my first time of seeing a governor that is using River money for River people. And so, Galaga.
Interesting. Interesting. I've got Chidi from Ogbogo Road. Chidi, welcome. What is on your mind? I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear. Welcome. Greetings to you.
Do you want to tell that all these people are lawyers?
Of course.
That you want to quote constitution. Now, what for that? All of us want to be lawyers. We quote constitution. We quote this. Canada, yeah, we need to give out people now. They don't know what to say again. Nah, be careful. Let them know. Wound you. Say the truth. They will not. Say the lie. They will not. Every person River State is like they are all lawyers now. Economics expert, a legal expert. Judges.
All right.
I'm tired of these River people.
No, don't be Chidi. Don't be tired of us. Don't be tired of us.
The
No.
allocation has dropped.
Okay.
They've gone to pass on
Okay.
that.
All right.
So whatever they are doing, they are wasting their time.
All right
The
then.
one River indigenous or River citizens to suffer, civil servants should not take that for this injury time.
All right. All right. All right. Thank you. I've got to move on. Thank you very much. I've got Mufasa from NTA Road. Mufasa, welcome. It's good to have you on the show.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kalada. For me, I think it's a very simple matter. There's no need for anybody trying to be smarter than the law itself. I know that because of the politics in River State, everybody has turned into armchair lawyer and the senior advocate of Nigeria, unto themselves. Now, it is called statutory allocation. I want to believe that even the federal government understands the implication of withholding the allocation coming to a state. I also want to believe that they decided to take this smart move to prevent what could amount to be, anarchy and chaos. Because I can imagine what, the effect of withholding allocation to a state, what it could do to the state and the people of that state. I believe that even the judiciary itself, whatever level, apart from the one that gave that judgment and all of that, also understand what the implication will be like. Because for me, if it is statutory, I wonder how possible it is because of political inclinations and sentiment for anybody.
But let me come in. Let me come in, not Mufasa. The truth is, if the court deems that the government, that's the executive government, did not present a budget, then there is dual statutory. I mean, it happened in the United States under Donald Trump, and there was no spending. There was no spending by government. So whether it is statutory or not, as long as the court deems that there is no budgeting, which is also illegal if you don't budget spendings. Yes, summarize quickly.
You say it happened in which state?
In the United States of America. That's what I'm talking about. I've been serious. Donald Trump could not spend January. I can't remember the year, but January is that year.
Are you also aware that the states of the United States of America are independent of the central
government?
saying
government as a whole was grounded, and I'm not joking. Go read on it. Go read on it.
I'm not going to argue with you. Okay. We are talking about the United States of America. They have their peculiarities.
Mufasa, you still don't get the argument. You still don't get the argument. It is in your constitution. You still don't get the arguments, right? It is in the constitution that if you do not budget, you cannot spend. It's as simple as that. And so if the court deems that the executive government did not budget, that's what I'm saying. You didn't get me right. I say if the court deems, I did not say whether they have or not, but if the court deems that they have not, then there will be no spending, statutory or not. I've got to go for a commercial. I really have to go.
Can I just conclude before you go for that?
No, I really have a commercial right now, so I really have to go. I'm really sorry. But yeah, let's see. This one says, it is said in a place that when an adult holds a child's property with hands up, when the hand gets weak, the child will take back its property, take it or leave it. What did you Rivers people must get to them, and the detractors will surely end with shame. As in Ye Chiman from Omerelu, good afternoon. And you said welcome back. I do have a commercial really in a few seconds time, but maybe I can squeeze in another message. And this one says APs and Rivers. Oh no, that's not it. We're way past that conversation. This one says there's no time for red, but Malachi, I see your message, and to the others who have sent in, but I've got to go for the commercial. To stay tuned.